Hey there everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on AJK Beauty. Hi! It has been such a long time since I have filmed a video here on this channel. It's been over a year, maybe a year and a half at this point, and I can't believe it. It's just a lot has been going on, so I wanted to kind of kickstart this channel again and start filming some videos, get back into the skincare realm, and I thought what better way to do that to just jump in and do a get ready with me AM routine video so you can get up to date on the products that I've been using currently, and while I go through that, just kind of talk a little bit about where I've been, what's been going on, life updates, all of that good stuff. So let's just jump right into it. I just woke up a little bit ago, still have the sleepy eyes, got the dog up. That's a new update is I have, well, he's not a puppy anymore, but I have a dog. His name is Apollo and he is laying down next to me. So at some point in the future, if I do a skincare photo vlog, as I used to do, I'll probably, you'll probably see him because he comes on hikes and stuff with me. So yeah, let's just dive right in. I woke up, I'm ready to do my morning routine. The first step in my current AM routine is just a one-step cleanser. I'm just doing my water cleanser, no double cleanse of the AM or anything like that. I have been doing a more pack of moisture or a more moisturizer pack, almost like a slugging in the evening. So I am noticing in the morning that I do have, some, a little bit of product or residue on the skin from locking in all my moisture from the night before. So I have been doing at least a single cleanse in the morning, and the current product that I'm using is from Peach Slices, and this is their Oil Control Balancing Cleanser with niacinamide, zinc, pine bark, and green tea. I just started using this product. I did buy it myself, but Peach and Lily was so kind enough, dog hair, so kind enough to send me their full range of oil control products as PR. So this one I did purchase myself. I bought them before they sent me that pack. Once again, wasn't really doing a lot of skincare content, so I was kind of shocked that they sent me their newest releases in the mail, but I was very thankful and it kind of encouraged me to get back into the game. So yeah, I really like this cleanser, this balancing cleanser. It's pH balanced, obviously, sulfate free. They do consider it fragrance free. However, there is eucalyptus oil, which they may be using for a specific purpose as part of that oil control, but it is an essential oil and it does add a scent. This is surprisingly one of the only Peach Slices products that I have used that does have a scent to it. So it kind of surprised me when I started using it. I was like, oh, this smells like eucalyptus. So I'm not the biggest fan of essential oils or essential oil fragrances in my skincare. However, if it is gonna be there, I'd prefer it to be in a wash-off product, like a cleanser, like an oil cleanser, like a wash-off mask. So it's not the biggest deal. It's just giving me teenage skincare vibes with that eucalyptus oil. In addition to that, I have found it, if I don't move right into my toner, it does leave my skin feeling a little bit dry. Once again, I think that speaks to the oil control benefits or properties of this product. So I do have to move into my cleanser or my toners or hydrating steps a little bit faster, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the most drying cleanser that I've ever used. And if you are someone that tackles oil, or if you have very oily skin or very sebum prone skin, then you'll probably actually like this. I'm somewhere in the combination stage still after, a year of continuing to do skincare. I still have combination skin. I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. So for me, it's a hit, but I don't know. I don't know. I do like it, but I would prefer a more hydrating cleanser, or a cleanser that doesn't leave my skin quite as dry. I do like their acne cleanser. Even though that one is targeted for acne, it has salicylic acid, which can help with that oil control. I like that one a little bit better, because it doesn't have the fragrance, and from what I remember, it didn't leave my skin with that slight dryness. So it's fine, it's totally fine. I'm gonna continue using it for a full month, for a full trial, but for right now, it's okay. So let me go ahead and pop over to the bathroom so I can cleanse my face and then we'll keep going through my routine and I can update you on everything that's been going on with me, so hang tight. Okie dokie, so just finished cleansing, and yes, it does leave my skin feeling the slightest bit dry, the slightest bit tight. I am noticing, I've always dealt with hyperpigmentation and acne scarring along my jawline here from shaving, which I am continuing to evolve and work on, but I did notice that it got a little red, a little bit, just on underneath the chin in here. I don't know if that's just from the act of massaging the product into my skin, or if it's something in that formulation. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that and probably give it a few more days. If I'm noticing in the mornings and evenings, if I'm getting that irritation there, I might swap to one of my, standard, go-to cleansers. And if I'm not seeing that, then I might know it's that cleanser. And so I may discontinue use. It's not tipping it too far into that I don't like this, that I want to discontinue use at this stage. I just need to monitor it a little bit more. But okay, so I've done my initial cleanse, and now we're going to be moving into the next step of my routine. In the morning, I love a vitamin C serum first thing, so it has that direct contact with skin. Vitamin C is a very quickly absorbing ingredient, so I want to give it the best chance to really get in there and do its job of helping to provide some antioxidant power to support the sunscreen, but also to help lighten hyperpigmentation and dark spots. So right now I am using the by Wish Trend. This is their Pure Vitamin C. Hopefully you can see that with the lighting. Pure Vitamin C 21.5% Advanced Serum. They claim this as a non-sticky formula. It still has a little bit of a stick to it. It's not 100% non-sticky, but I'm gonna go ahead and I typically do about half a pipette. So just about that much. So I'd say probably about 9 drops, and then just pat that into skin. The only days that I don't do this are the days that if I've shaved in the morning, I won't do this because it can sting a little bit, especially if you've been shaving, it'll sting. And see, it still has a little tack to it. It's not quite as silky of a formulation or quickly absorbing as the COSRX 23% vitamin C serum, which I actually prefer, but I finished using that one up about a week or so ago, so I've switched back over to the by Wish Trend. But yeah, the finish isn't ideal for me. I like it. It is one of my favorites because of that high concentration and the impactful benefits, but as far as the finish that it gives, I would prefer it to be less sticky, even though this is their non-sticky formula. So it's fine, it's vitamin C, I get it. So I'm not complaining necessarily, because vitamin C is pretty hard to formulate into a really elegant product. But yeah, I think I like the COSRX one better. So I'll give that a minute to sit, but yeah, I guess talking a little bit about where I've been, I haven't been filming any skincare related content for over a year. I ended up in early 2022 starting a new job, and part of that new job was obviously having a new manager. And my manager at the time, she was super cool. I ended up really getting along with her, but we had a little bit of a rough start as far as just connecting. I couldn't really figure out she just wasn't much of a chit chatter. She kind of just sat down, did her work, and went home. And when she needed something from you, it was very straightforward. There was no in between work banter. I wasn't able to really connect with her on any topics. And she sat right behind me. So it was just a little, at the start, a little uncomfortable. I felt like I didn't have any inroads to get to know her. And so one of the things that I did notice that she had all around her desk or little cubicle were these pictures. And so I asked her, I was like, what are those? And she explained to me that it was a craft called diamond painting. And essentially you have this canvas that is printed with an image. It has a layer of adhesive on it. And then you take these little diamonds and you place them. It's almost like paint by numbers, but you place the color one where the color one is listed. So you're just filling everything in one little dot at a time. And so I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I've never heard of that before. And so I went on Amazon and snagged one. That way I could work on one, just a little small one. That way we could have something to talk about. So I, got it home and I sent her a text message. I was like, hey, I just got this diamond painting. How do I do it? And so she was explaining it to me. And then about a week later, later, I had a finished one and brought it in, and she was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And so ever since then, you know, it started as a way to connect with my manager, but I ended up really loving the process. It's super soothing, very relaxing. It's something that you can just zone out and do. And so I fell headfirst into that hobby. As you can see, I've got 2 of them behind me. Fell headfirst into that hobby and very quickly dove into the world of diamond painting YouTube, just like I did with skincare, finding all the content creators, learning about all the different brands and shops and where I can get diamond paintings from, learning what's the best, different styles. Same thing with skincare. I just fell in love with the process and the content around it. So real quick, we're gonna jump into my next step. It's gonna be my toner step. And right now I am using from, it's all in Korean, but it's from Round Lab and it's their mugwort toner. There we go, the mugwort toner. So I just started using this a couple of days ago. I really like it. I like a nice lightweight, layerable toner, and the mugwort has some really nice soothing and antioxidant properties. So I just do a little splash in the hand and pat, pat, pat. Oh. It has a little bit of a pine scent as well as the mugwort when you first place it on the skin, but it dissipates pretty much immediately. So I'll just keep layering this until my skin is nicely saturated, feels nice and plump and hydrated. It usually takes about 5 to 7 layers to finally get that. Especially, I feel like with that cleanser, my skin's like, I'm thirsty. So yeah. So yeah, fell headfirst into the world of diamond painting skincare and started purchasing as I do. When I get into something, I want all of the things, like my skincare stash. So I started buying more diamond paintings to kind of have a little bit of a collection going of different ones that I could start working on. And very quickly, you know, spending money on that, I decided that a way to justify that was to start a channel of my own. So I started my diamond painting YouTube channel called Single and Placing, and I started that probably in about, I want to say late April of 2022. So right around the time that you saw my last skincare video, maybe if not a little bit later, because I was spending a lot of time diamond painting. So yeah, well, it's just beautiful. Okay, cool. That feels like the right amount. Oh, that's so refreshing and soothing. Love it. I'm loving it so far. So started my YouTube channel kind of in late April of 2022, and ever since then I've been devoting pretty much all of my content creation time to that. I started by doing unboxings and little mini reviews. They do something over there called whip and chats, so work and progress and chat. So you just sit in front of your diamond painting with the camera facing the canvas, and you're just working on it and just talking about your day, your life, updates, that type of thing. A lot of the content over there is more about keeping people company, keeping others company while you're diamond painting. So someone might be sitting at home and they're working on their kit for a couple of hours and they can just listen to you gab and chit chat and talk about stuff. That's right around the same time that I got Apollo, so I was spending a lot of time caring for him. He was just a little puppy. So yeah, that's where I've been and that's what I've been doing. I'm gonna move on into my essence step. Right now I'm using the Snail Mucin, whoa, that was really close. Snail Mucin Energy Essence from Soko Glam. It's from their kind of offshoot, like in-house brand called The Clog. And so this has 90% snail secretion filtrate in it, as well as wild yam extract, which is known as kind of the plant-based alternative to snail mucin. So very kind of thick, viscous consistency essence, known or supposed to be used for its hydrating and reparative properties. I've been liking it. It does hydrate my skin very, very well. I've never been in love with the super of the snail mucin. I like it as an ingredient, but I prefer a watery product for the most part. Things are slightly changing, but it's fine. It does hydrate my skin very, very well. But if I had to pick in my essence step, if I had something that was more reparative and hydrating, I would probably prefer that in a toner. Whereas my essence, I really like a brightening essence full of niacinamide, fermented ingredients, fermented filtrates like lactobacillus ferment filtrate, that just helps to brighten and illuminate the skin and help with hyperpigmentation, dark spots. That's usually what I like in an essence. It's fine to switch it up once in a while, but I usually look at my toner for that hydration, that kind of thing. So it's fine. I did 2 pumps and 3 layers. It actually absorbs rather nicely considering that density, but once again, if I got to pick any essence I could have, I'd pick one like the IOPay, is it the Bio Treatment Essence, the Neogen Real Ferment Micro Essence, the Misha Time Revolution Essence. Those are kind of some of my go-tos. So it's fine, but I would consider it, for me, I would almost use that as a thick toner than an essence. So there's that. Where did I put the cap? Okay. Oh no. So I've been diving into that. Things really took off over there. You know, the subscribership really took off. It just drew a lot of my time and energy and attention. It gave me the opportunity to do a bunch of really cool stuff. I've been doing some really cool like PR collabs over there, some unique series about different styles of artwork, and it actually has really driven my interest in art. So it's benefited me really, really well. But at the start of this year, or this past spring, I noticed that my skin was reverting back to falling in love with skincare and K-beauty and, you know, all skincare really. But because I wasn't taking as much time doing my routines, because diamond painting is a very time-intensive craft. People will call it tedious. I find it relaxing, but maybe because I'm a tedious person. So it does take a long time. So you're sitting there diamond painting after work or after dinner, and before you know it, it's 11:30 at night or midnight, and you're like, oh my gosh. So it's the most I can do some nights just to get into the bathroom, just to do a single cleanse even in the PM. So no double cleanse, no other routine, just cleanse and get in bed. And so I was not being very kind to my skin for months and months and months. You know, in the morning, it was the best I could do to get my face washed and some sunscreen on because I was tired from diamond painting all night. And I just went really hard into it and let some of my other hobbies and interests kind of fall by the wayside. And those effects started to compound until this past spring. I was like, my skin looks it looks like it did before I even started a skincare routine, if not even worse, because I had this like rebound effect. So very textured skin, clogged pores to the gods. It was just very congested, lots of rather frequent breakouts. My dark spots were really, really dark, especially along my jawline and on my cheeks where I shave. It was just getting to a point where I was like, I feel like I've lost all of that progress, if not more, than, you know, that I had gained from the 3-4 years of investing in skincare. And it was kind of heartbreaking to kind of have that realization and kind of come out of that fog. Okay. So next step is going to be our serum, and this is the first time I'm trying this. This is from Neod, and it's their Copper Amino Isolate serum, and this is their 1.1 version. I don't know what version they are on. It's been, I think, about 8 months or 10 months since I purchased this. So yeah, it hasn't gone bad. I looked up, you know, how long this stuff lasts, but it is one of the older products that I still have in my stash, so I wanted to get to it. So this has copper peptides, which are supposed to help promote collagen production, reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles, and just provide a plumpness and firmness to the skin. Another reason why I hadn't started in on this product yet is because From what I understood, copper peptides can be a little bit fussy to work into a routine that has other actives and things in it. So AHA, BHA, retinol, high levels of antioxidants, that type of thing. But I've been doing my research trying to get up to date on the most recent information about copper peptides, and it seems like the only thing that may play a role into it is a low pH directly in contact with this product. So if I had used my vitamin C serum, which has a rather low pH, and then went right into this, there is a chance that it can degrade the efficacy of copper peptides. However, the studies that were done on that also included a lot of high heat and high pressure. So the environment of doing your routine isn't as intense as that. A good way to prevent that is to put some sort of ingredient or product between your low pH and what you're currently using. So my toner and my essence are more pH balanced, a little bit of a higher pH. So hopefully that helps to create a better environment for the highest efficacy of the copper peptides. So I'm really excited about this. It's like one of the most expensive products I've ever purchased. So, we're opening it for the first time, and from what I remember, it has that blue color from the copper peptides. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll do 9 drops of it, which is like less than a quarter pipette. Oh, it smells a little funky. Well, no, it had like a slight metallic scent for a second, and now it's gone. Oh, that feels nice. That absorbed really nicely. I'm gonna do a couple more drops because I feel like I didn't get the cheek area super well. But from what I know, a little bit of this goes a long way. I love that copper color. I should have shown you that. Next time I'll show it to you. I'm hoping that lasts for a while. Oh, that feels really nice. Leaves the skin kind of soft, a little hydrated. Oh, that's really nice. Obviously, you don't get the blue color coming through on the skin, which is a good thing. But yeah, oh, that's really nice. That feels great. I will say, me and Niod have been pretty much all misses so far. I think it was last Thanksgiving when they had their like Decium sale. I went a little crazy and made a really big purchase of Niod products, and that included, and everything that I've used so far has been kind of like not great, not terrible. Their Sanskrit Saponins cleanser I didn't really like. It kind of stung and irritated my skin. What else have I used from them? Oh, I used their, it's called like multi-something pigment serum. It's supposed to help with hyperpigmentation and dark spots. I didn't really notice any difference after using that product. I'm currently using their Flavanone or Flavanone Mud, which is their like clay mask, and it's a little painful to use, and I'll talk about it more. I'll do a full review. But yeah, I haven't found anything from that brand, which is kind of the luxury version of sister brand to The Ordinary. Haven't really found any winners, even though I do like a lot of Ordinary products. So I'm like, is it worth the higher price point? I wish it would be, because I love the luxury packaging. I like the idea and the whole brand ethos, but I haven't found anything that's really struck a chord with me in a positive way. So yeah, I'll let that sit for a little bit. So I really wanted to focus, at the beginning of this year, of getting my skin back into a healthy, happy condition. And so I started diving back into skincare, paying more attention to, I feel like Apollo's hair, he's half husky and half Malamute. So this whole house is just a big fur ball. And I feel like everywhere I turn, I'm like, hair, hair, hair. But yeah, I started diving back into my routine, got back into my stash, checked expiration dates, got rid of the stuff that had expired since I stopped using that step, and just started diving back into a full routine. And it was slow going at first. It took me some time to get back into the routine. It was like starting my skincare journey all over again. and finding a little bit more of a balance between the time I was spending diamond painting and crafting and content creation over on that channel and doing some more self-care, just taking care of myself, exercising more, eating a little bit better. And luckily, with Apollo being an active dog that he is, he's actually really pushed me because he needs the energy. So we have been doing a lot more hiking, a lot more walking. We usually do about 3 to 4 miles per day of some sort of aerobic activity outside. So that's been really helpful having him around. But I wanted to start just kind of turning my focus and finding more of a balance in my hobbies and what I care about, because once I started diving back into skincare, it was like the honeymoon phase all over again. I fell in love and I wanted to get back into the world of learning about new products, formulations, brands, product launches. I had been completely out of the game. I wasn't even really consuming skincare content. It was all diamond painting related. And so I now feel like I'm still consuming a ton of content, but I feel like I'm back in a good groove. And since, you know, March through now, and being a little bit more consistent with exfoliation, and I'm using Differin again, and just now starting to feel more confident again in my skin. Just taking a look at my older videos and I'm like, oh, the glow's back and the skin's looking a little bit more smooth. I do have the occasional little breakout here and there. I've always had various texture and clogged pores on my cheeks. There's still a lot of room for improvement, and I have a couple little dark spots right here from some really big blackheads that had been sitting there for months. I decided that I wanted to get feisty and extract them myself, and of course 2 spots of hyperpigmentation were left behind. So I am working on those. But let's go ahead and move into our eye product. That is one thing that has changed about my routine. I used to be not a big eye cream or eye serum user. I would incorporate them here and there just for the sake of having a review to do and wanting to trial them. But now that I am 37 years old, I do want to get more serious about preventative measures. I'm still not seeing like necessarily crow's feet or anything, but I do like to put something under my eyes just to help to create some firmness there, maybe reduce a little bit of the darkness that I have. And so I've been reincorporating an eye product into my morning and evening routine. And right now I'm using the Ordinary's Caffeine Solution 5% plus EGCG. It's just a nice affordable option. I wasn't looking to get into a super high priced, you know, luxury eye product. I wanted something simple, straightforward that had ingredients that were proven to help, and caffeine is one of those. So here's a pipette. I literally just put the smallest amount, like that's all I use for my eye area. So this should last, and I just go ahead and do this into my hand and then apply. There we go. Ooh, I'm looking at the screen and not you. My apologies. I may have been doing that the whole time. One thing about diamond painting content is you're almost always filming the canvas, so the camera's pointed down at the table that you're working on, and so it's rare that you show your face. So this is new to me, or new again to me, is remembering to look at the camera lens and not the screen, so my apologies. So just a little of that. It goes on like a lightweight gel. It feels really nice, absorbs quickly, and I have noticed that it has a more immediate effect. That caffeine constricts the blood vessels and can help to reduce the puffiness, darkness, maybe not dark under eye, but definitely the puffiness. Makes you look a little bit more awake. Just within like 5-10 minutes, it goes to work quickly. And then that EGCG is a very powerful antioxidant as well, so nicely hydrating too. So I'm really liking it. I've been using it for, I wanna say like 2 weeks, and I'm a fan. So it's affordable, it's quick, it's easy. So yeah, I started diving back into the realm of skincare and getting a lot more interested in it, and wanting to not only use what I currently had in my stash, but I'm like, ooh, look at all these products that have came out in the past year. And so I'm like, I gotta get back into content creation, that way I can justify this. And so I started writing vlog reviews again. I think I'm on my like 7th vlog review over on my WordPress. My WordPress blog, which I will leave blog, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, a little itchy. which I will leave a link to. So if you want to get caught up on the most recent products that I have spent about a month using, I have about 7 new reviews up there. And then I've been posting again on the AJK Beauty Instagram. So if you want to get re-upped on the Instagram side of things, I'll leave a link for that as well. So just trying to get back into the swing of things. Oh my gosh, this door just, the fan is in my room. Oh my God. The fan is in the other room, and so when this door is a little bit ajar, the air pressure blows it open. Oh my gosh, that scared me. You know what? There is a little bit of a tack. It does absorb, but there is a little bit of a tack with that eye serum. Not too bad though. Maybe that's the first time I've noticed that. Maybe you know what it is? It's because I'm almost going like right in with my moisturizer and I don't notice it, but I am noticing a little tackiness. One of the things that I have been doing over on the crafting side of things is doing a lot of vlogs. I just go on hikes and chit chat with people and just talk about life updates. We'll go run around and do errands, run to Trader Joe's, run here, run there, go to Ulta, go to Sephora. And so I may be incorporating some of that into this channel and post the same vlogs to both sides, because I do talk not only about my crafting, but also a lot about skincare now that I'm like falling in love with it all over again. So I hope that's something that you enjoy. They are longer form vlogs. Like I said, the folks over on the crafting side like something long, an hour plus, just gabbing. So if you want something to keep you company, you'll have that here, but we're also gonna get back into doing unboxings, hauls, getting into doing some more individual product quick reviews, so 5-10 minute reviews, talking about a single product. That's not something that I used to do in the past. I used to do like brand reviews or this whole entire line, which you may see here and there, but once I've hit a month with the product, I'll probably hop on, just do a quick 5-10 minute review talking about that product, what I noticed, what I didn't notice, and if I would recommend it. So you'll get some quick hits as well as some longer form videos to either keep you company or learn a little bit more about my life and what's been going on with me over the past year. So I do have that coming. Okay, so next step is going to be a moisturizer. Even though we are moving into sunscreen after this, I have found that even with my oily combination skin, layering moisturizers, at least as long as they're lightweight and comfortable in the AM, has been amazing for reducing the amount of sebum production and excess oil production that I have. I used to be very much about lightweight, thin layers, keep it light, keep it thin, keep it super comfortable, but I've been learning since this spring that my skin actually responds really well, maybe because as I'm aging, to a little bit more nourishment and hydration, even in the AM. That way my skin isn't prompted to produce as much excess oil. So right now, oh, I didn't even mention it. I'm using, it's from Chasin' Rabbits. It's a K-beauty brand and it's called the Golden Ruler. And this is their matcha and hemp seed plus probiotics, fermented ingredients cream. And it's a medium weight, medium density cream that has this really nice texture, and it uses a high amount of melon. I believe it's cantaloupe or honeydew extract for hydration and antioxidants. It looks a little like medium weight in the jar, but it goes on so light, not watery necessarily, but almost, and it just absorbs beautifully. It has this fantastic melon scent, and I found it to provide, even though it's rather light, a really nice, hydrating, nourishing layer, maybe with that hemp seed oil, and it's not too heavy, and it just acts as a really nice boost to what my sunscreen's already doing. Typically in the AM, I would just do sunscreen, find a nice moisturizing sunscreen or lightweight but still hydrating sunscreen. But once again, like I said, as I'm aging, as I'm learning about my skin a little bit more, I'm learning that maxing out the nourishment and hydration as much as I can without moving into like heavy, greasy feeling is kind of where I need to be. It keeps my skin from developing those deeper, deep set blackheads. I feel less oily throughout the day. It's just something I'm learning. And then we'll talk about what I've changed in the PM, but my PM routine is very nutrient rich, dense, night cream heavy now. And I think it's really helping. I feel like it's accelerated the process of getting my skin back to a nice condition. So we're gonna talk about sunscreen next. Oh, a couple other updates. I am still using my phone to record front-facing videos. I may upgrade my camera again at some point in the future just to have, so I can do the autofocus and stuff. But one thing that has changed is I have a little wireless microphone set now, so I can move and groove and be all over the place and you can still hear me. I got it for the lifestyle vlogs, that way I could be on a hike when it's windy and people could still hear me. So little changes here and there that the crafting channel has allowed me to pick up and kind of enhance my content. So yeah, I guess the last thing that I wanted to talk about is I will be continuing to run these two channels in tandem. At one point, I was gonna combine everything over to the crafting channel. In fact, there are a series of skincare videos already over there, but I decided certain audiences want certain things, right? So I didn't wanna push my skincare stuff on a bunch of folks that just wanted me to talk about crafting. I'll still talk about skincare and stuff on the vlogs and lifestyle things because that is part of my life. It's one of my passions, but I'm not gonna start doing like specific skincare reviews and all that over there. I tried it. The response was kind of mixed, so I think I'm gonna keep them in two separate lanes and start bringing skincare content back over here. But if that is something that you're interested in, if you want to hear a little bit more about this craft or you like what you see behind you, I encourage you to head over to Single and Placing is the name of that channel. You will, once again, still see the lifestyle stuff over here, but if you want another avenue to connect with me, learn about what's been going on in my life for the past like year and a half, a deep dive into a lot of it because it's a lot of chatting, I encourage you to head over to Single and Placing. I'll put a link to that channel in the description box so you can head over, even if it's just to provide a little bit of support as I try to do two channels. I would love the support of a like on some videos, a subscribe, so you can keep up to date with me. So I'd really appreciate it. All right, so finally, sunscreen, and this is actually 3 different products, I know. So first things first is I like to put a little bit of a sunscreen around my eye area, something a little bit thicker. That way it prevents any of the fluid sunscreen that I'm putting around my eyes from migrating into the eye area. So right now I'm using the kids sunscreen from Up and Up. Hopefully you can see that. And this is their SPF 55 broad spectrum, water resistant for 80 minutes, fragrance free. And so it's just a chemical sunscreen stick. It uses avobenzone, homosalate, octisalate, and octocrylene. It's also got, I'm sure it's got some sort of waxes or something in it. It's so hard to read. Look at this ingredients list. It's so hard to read that. But essentially, it's just a stick sunscreen. Even though it's a kid's version, there's no real difference. Usually that just means it's typically fragrance free. And so I just go in with this stick and just do a light amount around the eye area. Now, I'm not wholly relying on this to protect the skin in that area. We still will be putting sunscreen on top, but I've found that this just really helps to keep any stingingness, any sort of sunscreen ingredients from migrating into my eye area because this is thicker. And so it just acts as a little bit of a buffer, a little bit of a road bump that the liquid sunscreen, fluid sunscreen has to get past to get to my eyes. And it's really effective, especially if I'm outdoors, especially if I'm getting sweaty. I really only have to do this once during the day, and then I can reapply my other sunscreen on top without any problem. So that's just kind of a one and done. I did notice the other day, Apollo and I actually went running, trail running, and it was very hot out. And I did notice I was sweating, like sweating. I did notice it finally started to migrate to my eyes. But under light activity, light sweating out in the heat, this does act as a nice bond and barrier for the rest of the sunscreen. So we have that. Then I typically put this on next because my hands will get all all sunscreeny and it's hard to open this, but this is my sunscreen lip balm. It's from Banana Boat and it's their Sport Ultra SPF 50 sunscreen lip balm. Just a nice affordable lip balm. I like the fact that it's SPF 50. It does provide a little bit of nourishment to the lips, and I have found that it does prevent my lips from getting dry and chapped, but it's not like a lip treatment by any means. It's very basic lip balm. Very basic lip balm, but it does protect my lips. On days that I forget to use this or I'm lazy and don't use it, I notice my lips feel a little bit dry, a little bit parched, so this does help protect from that UVA and UVB exposure really well. And it has a little bit of a sweet taste. There's like, I'm sure there's some sort of fake sugar in there. I don't mind it. I could see other people not liking it. It's a little like artificially sweet, saccharin sweet. So final step is the sunscreen that goes everywhere else. And right now I'm using the by Wishtrend UV Defense Moist Cream SPF 50 Plus PA4 Pluses. This came out, I wanna say at the beginning of the year or late last year. And I saw it on Wishtrend's site. That's one of the first sites that I went to when I wanted to start re-upping my skincare stash was Wishtrend. And for whatever reason, I feel like this got talked about a little bit when it first launched or early on, but I don't hear a lot of people mentioning it in their like favorites or like best of sunscreens. And I must say, this is potentially the best sunscreen I have ever used. And that's a big statement. It's just like a really nice, lightweight sunscreen. It does not leave any sort of cast. It uses the most modern, up-to-date, efficacious Korean filters or filters that are acceptable in Korea. And it goes on just like super silky. It doesn't leave a greasy finish. My skin feels nice and soft, hydrated after use. I have no idea why this isn't like the top pick for a lot of skincare content creators because it's just amazing. The only thing I don't like about it is the opaque packaging doesn't let me know how much is left. I guess I can kind of hold it up to the light. Oh, here we go. Holding it up to the ring light, I can kind of see, but I'd like to have a better idea of how much I have left. I guess you wouldn't ever put a sunscreen in a clear bottle, but for whatever reason, I get nervous using this because I'm like, when am I gonna be out? Because I only bought the one. I'm gonna be repurchasing this immediately. It's a pump style, so I just try to eyeball the 3 fingers method on my fingers to apply it. I do have a big old head, so I do use the full like 3 fingers amount or like the 1/4 teaspoon amount, and then I just kind of run those on my palm, so a decent amount of sunscreen for sure. And it has no fragrance, no like there's no alcohol, no drying, stinging feeling. It just melts in the skin so quickly and so evenly. Not a trace of a white cast. It's just there and doing its job in the background. No muss, no fuss. I don't have to worry about anything. It isn't sweat resistant, so keep that in mind that if you are gonna be outside doing heavy activity, you might want to pick something that's a little bit more waterproof or sweat resistant. I've even taken to using that kid's stick and I'll run it across my forehead too if I know I'm gonna be, active. But we're just planning on running some errands today. I may do a hike later on today. It's a little early in the morning. So later on in the morning, maybe the afternoon, we will go on a hike and I'll do the sunscreen stick or use like a waterproof sunscreen. But I really like this one. I really like the texture, the feel. My skin feels like kind of dewy, but I don't have that greasiness. It's just a nice, natural glow. And so I think that might be the best sunscreen I've ever tried. Of course, I liked a lot of the sunscreens from back in the day, like the Klairs, UV, all the ones that got pulled. But this one, from what I understand, has been tested, trialed. It does the job it says it's gonna do, and it's just a fantastic everyday mild activity sunscreen. They do sell this in a discount if you buy it in multiples, and I think I might get 3 of them because I go through it pretty quickly. So yeah, I reapply that about every, I'd say 80 minutes to 2 hours, just depending on activity level and if I've been outside. and just go from there. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Maybe it might be on my best of list of all time if it continues to perform the way it does. It's been keeping my hyperpigmentation from getting any worse, and it's just so invisible and lightweight. It's fantastic. So, oh my goodness. So yeah, I hope that I haven't been gone for too long, and I hope there's still a lot of folks around that are still ready and waiting to, to get an update from me. Stay tuned on this channel. I'll be filming some more product review videos in the coming days, so you'll probably see those popping up. You'll probably see some lifestyle videos where I talk about both my diamond painting and my skincare world as vlogs. You'll see those go up. I try to film one of those once a week, so the content should be ramping up a little bit, but also be patient with me. You know, I still want to create content for both sides, so it's not necessarily double the work, but it is a little bit more work. And I'm still doing all my life stuff, continuing to find that happy, healthy balance in my life. And so it may be quiet some days, it may be more content rich some weeks, content rich other weeks. But yeah, just stick around. I hope that you enjoy learning and exploring skincare with me and continuing that exploration. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe not only to this channel, but over on my crafting channel if you so choose. Otherwise, stay glowing, and we'll see you next time. Bye everyone, bye, 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 bye. Bye.